got such a long history to it as well. Yeah, so, and like with ceramic works, it's made to last, right? It's kind of like you're kind of keeping this object alive for a long time. It's not gonna die anytime soon. So like there's this act of permanence, residues, I guess, like of me. Yeah. So for me, it's like having kids or something. I don't know. I don't want my babies around. Hello, I'm EJ. I'm doing my honours in sculpture, and I'm gonna be the master of ceramics. But yeah, I find them really essential because previously I used to do a lot of figurative works that had a lot of relations to body parts, and it was like performative as well because like the peacock man, as I'm sculpting him, I feel like pretty much giving him a hand job, but then it's just clay. So it's just really interesting how, you know, this idea of the sculptor falling in love with his sculpture and then praying to, you know, Venus for it to come to life. So when you're throwing, you gotta center it first. So it's like a big lump of clay that's like super lumpy and you kind of tame it. And then you have to keep like coning it, raising it up in order to like center it, and you do that around 3 times. And that itself is like a very, you know, phallic object, and you're like giving it a hand job, right, pretty much. It's just that I came from a Korean Catholic background, so I have a lot of repressed desires around that topic. It's very taboo there. It's like if a girl kind of has sex with more than one person in her lifetime, it's like she's an immediate whore. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What's wrong with that? After all, like, we're all sexual creatures. We're driven by it, you know. The fountain is kind of like an extension of me, like, so it's me going, I'm gonna pee in public too, to a certain extent. And it's really interesting, like the sound it makes. It's very like Zen garden kind of a sound. And you know how like there's always this like Cupid boy peeing in fountains and whatnot, and it's kind of like normalizing that behavior of just peeing. Whereas for a woman to pee, it's just like, oh, it's just something like, oh. You know, when you go, oh, I'm just gonna go pee, someone goes, oh God, jeez, you could just say you're going to the toilet. But, no, I'm gonna go shit now. But yeah, it's just so interesting how everybody thinks of the body fluids as a very grotesque, you know, abject thing, and it's very everyday too, right? And I was reading up about this, and it's because we fear our own like mortality, because the shit and the piss is something that you can't necessarily take control over, and it's like it was inside you before, and now it's outside of you. Therefore, it's the death of your own being, own matter to a certain extent. Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting.